So the lame or corny black man has been a popular topic of discussion since the viral video of Michael B. Jordan and his previous classmate. Really what I think that interview exposed was how so often the good black men, the lame black men, aka the men who are studying, working hard, trying to get good grades, and trying to live a productive life, are usually looked over or considered corny when they are actually trying to build their life and build their careers. This happens so much in the black community. If you want to think about the 80-20 rule, we all know it's true. I've talked to many men who maybe they're that guy in school who was focusing on getting good grades. Maybe they're honors class, maybe they're an AP class, maybe they were well studied, maybe they were responsible, and they were considered boring and lame. It's generally a certain archetype of men that is praised, that is celebrated, and in many times can do no wrong. And even if they do wrong, they're overlooked. Prime example, Derek Jackson, who is still getting support and still getting views and has not been canceled despite the fact that he's been shown to cheat on his wife multiple times. Nobody says anything about him. But the Passport Bros, on the other hand, oh, they get all kind of feedback. They get all kinds of shaming, insults, guilt, need to be right. Why? Because these are the men that women were used to making fun of to begin with. These are the men that women were overlooking in school. These are the men that women felt comfortable teasing. And in my opinion, this dynamic continues even today. Corny or lame black man usually won't get any attention while he is building his career or building himself up. It's usually not until he gets a lot of resources or is found with a white woman that people have a lot to say. Recently, a video went viral of a young TikToker who is preparing food for her boyfriend. Now, she's not just any TikToker. She happens to be a contender on a cooking show and is actually a successful chef. But what was so interesting about this dynamic is how not only was she serving her boyfriend food, she loves doing it so much that she actually wrote a book about it. If you go throughout her TikTok, you see time and time again of her cooking for her boyfriend. She literally has a book dedicated to it. And why is she doing it? Because he's hungry. Now, this flies in the face of advice from influencers such as Stormy Wellington, who doesn't believe in doing anything domestic because it's not income producing activity.
Every woman deserves a housekeeper. Today we are interviewing a potential new housekeeper. One thing that I don't have time for is domestic stuff. I am busy changing the world, changing my life, changing my mind. So I don't have time to do things like wash clothes, wash the dishes, clean up the kitchen, clean up the bathroom, clean up the living room. I don't have time for that. And so one of the things I want you ladies to think about in this new season is new rules. New rules meaning in this new season, I don't do things that is not income producing activity. Your time on doing things that bear fruit. And as you bear fruit, you use that fruit to feed others. What does that mean? Hire people.
And let's also point to another obvious fact. This girl cooking for her boyfriend is a white girl. I recently did a panel about this where I spoke to different men who were describing their experiences as supposedly lame or corny men when they were younger. And these men, many of them are now married. Some of them are married to black women from other nations, from other ethnicities, and some of them are married to women outside of their race. But something I heard over and over again was that they simply settled down with women who respected and loved them. Some of them even argued that they consistently found more love with women of other races. Do white women really treat black men better? Do other races of women really treat black men the best in romantic relationships? I would say no. I wouldn't say that the race of a woman will automatically determine whether or not she will treat you respectfully. I mean, obviously we have examples of this in mainstream media of black men who dated and married out and regretted it. So no, of course it is not the race of a woman that's going to determine whether or not she treats you with respect. But there is something to be said about the fact that there is a toxic culture that exists in America, in the West, and it especially impacts black women. We are some of the most feminist, and unfortunately feminism right now is laced with a lot of toxicity, things that make it really hard for us to get along with our men, let alone just respect them. Something else that needs to be noted, one of the reasons I think the TikToker could create a book entitled Cooking for My Boyfriend and probably didn't receive a lot of scrutiny is because she's white. Unfortunately, if she had been a black woman, she probably would have gotten all kinds of scrutiny from other black women. They would have called her all kinds of pick-me's, mammies. They would have said that she's muling. They would have said that she's disrespecting herself, that she's, overworking herself. Even if she was a chef, they would have been saying this to her because this thing exists, especially in black culture, where black women are shamed or they are ridiculed if they decide to treat their men respectfully, or they are shamed or ridiculed if they want to serve their man. Those are the kinds of mindsets that may have the lame or the good guy looking to grab his passport, or actually looking to date somebody outside of their ethnicity because they're trying to escape that kind of toxic ideal. Men who decide to go to other nations or go to other cultures to find women who are naturally more traditionally minded, I see nothing wrong with that. Women themselves who are traditionally minded or who are not in alignment with this mainstream culture probably also won't have a problem with that. Will probably enjoy cooking, or maybe will enjoy serving their husband in whatever way that works for them. And American culture, by and large, is very toxic. And this is why I totally understand those who are looking abroad, expanding their horizons, looking at other places to understand how other cultures are living in a way that is reflective of family and unity. But those are my thoughts. What do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know. Leave your questions, comments, concerns in the comment section below. Thank you so much for listening if you've gotten this far, and we'll talk later. Bye.